You remember the last time you went to the movies and enjoyed a character-driven, fun, entertaining, well-crafted story? I know, I was beginning to lose hope too, but thankfully my fears of another flat or money-grabbing sequel were put to rest, thanks to The Incredibles 2 successfully navigated the difficult task of making a sequel. But how did it navigate the difficult political and social climates? Let's find out. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood. Alright, so The Incredibles 2 is the sequel to The Incredibles released in 2004 that was written and directed by Brad Bird. Brad Bird also wrote and directed the outstanding animated film The Iron Giant, and even directed Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Very interesting, dynamic director and writer. I also have to mention that The Incredibles 2 grossed over $180 million in one weekend in just the US alone, breaking the record. But was this box office gross because it was a good movie or because of an agenda it was pushing? Let's find out. As a viewer, I'll give The Incredibles 2 a 5 out of 5. Now to begin, I do like the first movie just a bit better because the emotional elements really land because of the potential loss of loved ones around you. However, this movie is an excellent ride from start to finish. The animation is captivating and the direction and scene construction is absolutely mesmerizing, and each character is deep and lovely to watch. And it also includes very strong universal themes that keep you emotionally invested throughout this wild ride. Each character is flawed and interesting, but no characters are put down for the sake of another, which also means it doesn't have some weird political agenda that's forced into the story that makes it slow, make no sense, and angers some of the audience. Now, as a critic, I will give this movie a 4 out of 5. Again, as a movie, this absolutely looks incredible to watch, and that's funny to say about an animated cartoon movie. But where Pixar in general and the first Incredibles movie did so well is that each character is real. They are deeply drawn, they're not flat caricatures of just these things that you want to make points out of. And the reason the story is so relatable and everyone can pick apart an element of it they can relate to is because in its core, it's just a story about a family that loves one another. But it's all magnified and made entertaining by clothing each of these characters and the issues in a superhero costume. And their actual powers and abilities are just magnifications or abstractions of things they actually deal with or parts of their personality traits shown to the audience. And that's why this movie truly works so well. It's everyday life with superpowers. And my fear, honestly, was that they'd push some radical feminist message in this movie because Elastigirl is like basically the lead of this new one. But that really wasn't the case. Each family member was highlighted in each one of their roles that they're doing and assuming because the mom wasn't there. Both amplifies what they do for the family on an everyday basis and what the mom has done staying at home taking care of the children. And what was so great and that was shown on camera was that Elastigirl would have dropped any of those crises that were thrown in front of her just to come home with the drop of the hat to help her family members in the time of need. Now, my faith and values is a 5 out of 5. Just like in the first movie, there's again a strong theme of being sacrificial to someone other than yourself, putting your family before your personal aspirations and wants. And there's also the moral conundrum of trying to do what is right when you know it to be despite the entire world being against you. And that by doing the right thing, some people will just hate you for it. And there's also the strong message of you're more than your powers, which is seen as you're more than your identity or what you do. There's a higher calling you must cling to or you will lose your way and lose sight of what is important. All in all, The Incredibles 2 is a great sequel and I highly suggest you check it out. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood.
And another fantastic news, you can now download the Rebel app and take me with you wherever you go to get exclusive content in the entire Rebel lineup.